So, when you think of the story of the internet, what comes to mind? Dorm rooms, startups, maybe a few cat videos, right? Well, think again. We're about to pull back the curtain on the internet's secret history. And it's a wild story of Cold War paranoia, some truly brilliant engineers, and a digital revolution that, honestly, almost didn't happen. Yeah, you heard that right. The global network you are using right now doesn't have its roots in a Silicon Valley garage. It was born in the war rooms of the Pentagon, and it was designed for a world teetering on the brink of total apocalypse. Okay, so let's dive into how this all went down. Our story kicks off right in the thick of the Cold War, and it all started with one single, terrifying question. How do you command your forces after the bombs have already dropped and all the phone lines are fried? So in 1969, the Department of Defense created something called ARPANET. And on October 29th, the very first message was sent between two computers. They were trying to type login, but the system crashed after just two letters, LO. Talk about a humble beginning, right? But by '74, two geniuses, Vint Cerf and Bob Kahn, designed TCP/IP. You can think of it as the internet's core language, the thing that lets all the computers talk to each other. It created a decentralized system with no single point of failure, a perfect feature for a network designed to survive a nuclear attack. Now, the core technology that made all of this possible is called packet switching. It's a beautifully simple and really rugged idea. Basically, your data is broken up into tiny little packets, and each one can find its own path through the network, routing around any damage it finds. This was a network literally designed to be nuke-proof. For years, ARPANET was basically a closed-off network for the military and academics. But then, a physicist named Tim Berners-Lee had a simple idea to help organize his research. He created the World Wide Web, and then he gave it away to the world, for free, no patents. That single decision changed absolutely everything. With the web now free and totally open, the floodgates were about to burst. The 90s saw an absolute explosion of growth as the whole world started logging on. All of a sudden, with graphical browsers like Mosaic, you didn't have to be a computer scientist to get online anymore. The web had pictures, it had links, it was fun. By 1995, 16 million people were online, and that horrible dial-up screech, that became the soundtrack of an entire generation. And this was the beginning of the dot-com boom. You had Netscape and Microsoft fighting the browser wars. Amazon started out selling books from a garage. And then in 1998, two Stanford students founded Google. Their genius idea was to rank web pages based on how many other pages linked to them, a concept that completely revolutionized search. The modern internet was taking shape right before our eyes. But with all this incredible growth came new dangers. That open, decentralized network built for survival turned out to be a perfect playground for chaos. Even before the dot-com boom really hit, back in 1988, the Morris worm brought the early internet to its knees. It was created as an experiment that went wrong, and it accidentally infected about 10% of the entire network at the time. It was a massive wake-up call, showing just how vulnerable this new technology really was. As the internet grew, so did this conflict over its very soul. On one side, you had the counterculture, file-sharing services like Napster that challenged entire industries. But on the other, you had the countermeasure. After 9/11, governments used things like the Patriot Act to dramatically expand online surveillance. A battle between freedom and control had officially begun. But at the same time, people were also using the internet to build their own amazing tools for connection and knowledge. Wikipedia created a free, collaborative encyclopedia for all of humanity. YouTube gave a voice to anyone with a camera. And of course, social networks like Facebook and Twitter started connecting the planet in ways we'd never even imagined. This empowerment, though, it also came with a terrifying new reality. The network in your pocket wasn't just a tool for connection anymore. It was rapidly becoming a global weapon. The threats just started escalating, fast. In 2007, the entire nation of Estonia was crippled by a cyber attack. In 2010, the Stuxnet worm proved that computer code could cause physical destruction. Then came the Edward Snowden revelations about mass government surveillance, followed by the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which showed us that our own personal data could be weaponized to influence elections. It turns out the internet's greatest strength, how fast it spreads information, is also its greatest weakness. It's a super spreader for lies. An MIT study found that on social media, falsehoods spread a staggering 6 times faster than the truth. Just let that sink in for a second. So, all of this history brings us to the great debate we're having today. What has the internet actually become? Is it a tool of liberation, or has it turned into a system of control? And this is the paradox of the internet, isn't it? The answer is, it's both. The same network that connects families during a pandemic also enables mass surveillance. It helps topple dictators, but it also spreads propaganda. It empowers new economies while our personal data is harvested and sold. It's the liberator and the overlord, all at the same time. And the stakes here could not be higher. Today, there are over 5.3 billion of us online. That's 2/3 of all humanity living inside this grand experiment. So the outcome of this debate, it affects almost every single person on Earth. And looking ahead, the questions only get bigger and more complicated. Will AI enhance our abilities, or will it replace us? Is Web3, this new vision for a decentralized internet, really the future, or just a wave of scams? And what happens when quantum computers are powerful enough to break all the encryption that protects our entire digital world? So here's the bottom line. The internet's story isn't over. It's not even close. It began as a military project, it became a global lifeline, and its future? Well, it's still being written. So the real question isn't just what the internet will become. The real question is, what part will you play in shaping it?